Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man and it's time to make some soap. It's Wednesday. Doing hot process. This is another simple recipe, simple soap. Wanted to try a new mica that my friend Lisa Thorson gave me. I tried it in another soap mixed with other colors because it was just part of a recipe. It was the Taiwan swirl and I'll show you those in just a minute. This soap behaves strangely. It took forever to come to a thick trace. It took forever to start cooking. Then it finally got to the mashed potato stage, and then it just volcanoed like crazy. Had to stir and stir and stir my hand off. I'm almost worn out from that. And then it's just gelled. It just went right to gel. It's about 200. It's a little too hot to, I'm afraid, to put the scent oil in, although it has a high flash point. Some people think that has to do with when it flashes off, and some people think it has to do with what temperature it will ignite at, and it might be a little bit of both, but this is a little hot to put your scent oil in. I don't have a whole lot of choice, I don't think, because I'm going to have to get this in the mold. Pretty fluid right now, and I'll put my recipe down below. It's pretty simple. Just my 50% olive oil, 50% coconut oil, and I was running low on both oils, so it's a little bit smaller batch than I normally use. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this molded. I did find a way to get the camera elevated so you can see a little bit better. But I swear once this started to volcano, it skipped that mashed potato stage and went right to gel. As soon as I got it calmed down and stirred down, it went right to gel. But I got to get the scent oil in. I'm going to keep my glasses on, but I'm starting to fog up because it's pretty hot in here. And then, of course, the crock pot's been cooking. This is my favorite go-to apple sage. It has a 200-degree flash point. Doesn't discolor, doesn't accelerate, lasts a long time in cold process. Just has a lot of good attributes to it. I've never used it in hot process, and I wanted to try it in hot process for one reason. In cold process, the scent really lasts a long time. It smells good, but it does lose some of the apple scent in cold process once it cures. And I know it's the caustic environment attacking it. The high pH, the hot temperatures, extended gel phase and extended high pH attacking it. And I have found in hot process, when you put it in, some of those scents like this one that change in cold process really do not. It smells just the same as it does out of the bottle. So I'm trying it in hot process to see if it retains that apple scent. I'm hoping it does, because it smells pretty darn good. And it's a shame that that doesn't really stick all that well in your cold process. The scent itself, the other tones, really sticks well and it smells great in your cold process. One of the many reasons I use it so much. It's always a go-to, a standby, a staple. But we'll see. But it does just take a little while to stir your scent oil into your hot process, but the soap does always eventually absorb it. I'm just about out of supply. I'm dangerously low on supplies, actually, and I have an order from Brambleberry that's due in tomorrow, a large order. But I had been wanting to do this anyway, this simple process again, this simple soap, and to try this mica. So I thought, well, you know what? This will do. I used up the last of my olive oil and the last of my coconut oil. And it just worked out perfectly. And then I'll have my order from Brambleberry tomorrow and be able to do something different next week. Okay, that looks pretty well stirred in. It's time to get this in the mold. Yes, I still have my goggles on because I don't want this hot soap to splatter up into my eye. So let's get this into my mold, and then if you haven't seen what I do with this, you're going to see here in just a minute. It's amazing when it gets out of this hot crock how quickly it starts to set up. See, tapping out on the floor, it just smacked up and hit me in the face. It missed the eye, but if I hadn't had goggles on and that had hit in the eye, I know firsthand what it feels like. So even at this point in your hot process, keep your goggles on. This is a few ounces shorter on oils than what I normally use for this mold, but it's alright. Let me tap this one more time, get some of that down in there, and I'll show you what I do. Okay. You see how this mold bows in the center. So, when I get the top finished, I'm going to push it against the wall there and put my toolbox in front of it to keep it nice and tall. So I have a tall skinny mold, tall skinny soap. This doesn't look like much right now, just kind of picking at it with my thermometer. But it gives it more of an interesting top than just your plain rough hot process. This looks a little more intentional, you know what I mean? It looks, it looks pretty nice in the finished bar. And it just takes a few seconds. Just pick at it with my thermometer. Okay, now, let's get this. I think it's safe to take my goggles off. I'm done pounding. I'm going to push that against the wall. Quite prepared for that. Take my heavy toolbox, set that in front of it so it looks nice and even, and now I have behind there tall skinny soap. That will set up in a few hours. Truth is, I'll probably cut it this evening and just give it a shot. So there's the Taiwan swirl one, will be given out Saturday. There's the next one. That's the last tall skinny soap I did, the hot process simple recipe. There's the orange and white in my tall column mold. There's the blue and white in my tall column mold. So even though I've already used one of those have been sitting for 3 weeks. They'll be sitting another. More than likely, that's what's left in the crock pot. I'll wash dishes tonight with that. More than likely, I will cut one of those and use it this evening just as proof. But the rest of them actually will sit for the full 4 to 5 week cure time. Anyway, folks, I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.